What is up, guys? It is Jed Wrestling here, back again with another video. WrestleMania 42 is fast approaching, coming up on April 19th and 20th. Of course, this coming Saturday and this coming Sunday. It's going to be pretty darn awesome, so I say we run up my predictions for this show right now. Starting off with the opening match for Saturday, it is going to be LA Knight and the Usos going up against Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and in his first ever match, technically, I Show Speed. I know I Show Speed was in the 2025 Royal Rumble match, but this is going to be his first ever, official match where he's actually going to be doing stuff, going up against big names and all that. So this match, of course, came about on Raw a couple weeks ago when it was the Vision versus the Usos for the tag team titles, and then I Show Speed was sitting ringside. Logan Paul pulled him over the barricade, and I Show Speed ended up knocking out LA Knight accidentally and costing the Usos the tag team championships. And ever since, I Show Speed has been in the thick of it, man. He's kept on accidentally putting himself in the way of LA Knight and the Usos, and eventually they just had enough. They challenged these guys to a six-man tag at WrestleMania. I Show Speed is no doubt going to be good. He's tremendously athletic, like we all know that. So he's definitely going to do some cool stuff here. I expect to see a lot of backflips and a lot of leapfrogs from I Show Speed in this match, like a lot of evasive spots, if you know what I'm saying. But he's definitely going to do some cool stuff of his own against these three. But as for who picks up the win, I know most of the time celebrities do win their first matches. Of course, we saw that with people like Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, but we also saw people who haven't won their first match, like Jelly Roll, like we saw him last year get pinned in his first ever match. And I feel like I Show Speed is going to fall into the Jelly Roll category. I feel like LA Knight and the Usos need a victory here. They are my prediction to win because think about this, man. LA Knight's feud with the Vision, that's been, and Jey Uso's feud with the Vision too. I mean, that's been going on like the entire time the Vision has existed, which is like a year coming up. So yeah, they definitely need the win here on the grandest stage of them all. I think the baby faces are going to go over here. They're going to put down the Vision. Our next match on WrestleMania Saturday will be Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu in an unsanctioned match. This all started last summer when it was supposed to be Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre on SmackDown to determine number one contendership for Cody Rhodes' WWE Championship at the time. But then Jacob Fatu got taken out backstage. He got his teeth knocked down his throat by a mystery assailant who they still have yet to reveal who it was, not gonna lie. Logic assumes it's Drew McIntyre, and I still do believe that it's Drew McIntyre who did that in kayfabe. But I don't know, man. They never gave us full confirmation. I feel like enough time has passed to where they're really not going to give us full confirmation, if I'm being totally honest. I think that mystery is going to kind of remain plausibly unsolved. But then Jacob Fatu was off TV for a while. Then he accidentally cost Cody Rhodes the WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. Then Jacob Fatu cost Drew McIntyre the WWE Championship back to Cody Rhodes. And then they've been brawling ever since, brawling throughout the arenas on SmackDown. They've been throwing some pretty personal insults at each other, man, mainly from Drew McIntyre, because he's been calling Jacob Fatu a conflict. He's been insulting his kids and insulting his family, and Jacob Fatu is absolutely livid. This is going to be his first WrestleMania match that he's having as a babyface, and I feel like it's logical for Jacob Fatu to get a victory here. Obviously, this is going to be an unsanctioned match, so it's going to be pretty violent, because, this feud is so personal. WWE themselves cannot even sanction this match once again in kayfabe. So I feel like this match is going to be pretty awesome. We're going to see some wild spots, some wild moments from Jacob Fatu, and I think he is going to win. Especially, it's rumored that Drew McIntyre is going to be taking some time off after WrestleMania, so I feel like he's definitely going to lose on his way out, and Jacob Fatu is going to carry this momentum. Maybe go back to the WWE title scene because when we go to our predictions, we're definitely going to need some fresh people in that scene. So hopefully Jacob Fatu can shoot up a little bit after this. But my final prediction will be Jacob Fatu. Coming up next will be the Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match. So it's Nia Jax and Lash Legend, the Irresistible Forces, defending against the Bella Twins, Bayley and Lyra Valkyria, as well as Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. This match definitely has the makings to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of different styles in this match. You have like power, then you have like veteran savvy with the Bella Twins and Charlotte in there, and then you got athleticism with Lyra and Alexa in there. This is definitely going to be a pretty good match for the women's tag team titles, but I have to say it is doubtful that Nikki Bella will be able to make it into this match or not because we saw that one injury on SmackDown where she got an ankle roll or something, and then they kept on saying like she's trying to rehabilitate in time, but we're not sure if she's like going to be able to heal in time. If I'm being honest, I don't know, man. I don't know like what they'd really do if Nikki Bella wasn't able to be in this match, because that means Brie would have to miss WrestleMania 2, even though she's not injured. I don't know if they'd leave this a triple threat or if they'd put the Kabuki Warriors in there or something. Maybe that's why they haven't booked Asuka versus Io Sky yet, even though it was seeming like we were gonna have that match. Like, I don't know, man. It's kind of a fishy situation here. I sure hope Nikki Bella is able to get back in time, dude, because her missing WrestleMania would be pretty sad. But as for who's going to win this match, I do have a lot of championships changing hands on both night one and night two. So if I'm being totally honest, I'm gonna throw the irresistible forces out there. I think Nia Jax and Lash Legend, they're gonna get their WrestleMania moment, especially like you know how much they value Lash Legend and all that. She's definitely gonna be a star in the future. She's definitely gonna be a future world champion, in my personal opinion. So this is the first WrestleMania. I feel like they want to give her the winner's share of the purse, if you know what I'm saying, even if she doesn't get the pinfall. So yeah, I think I'm gonna say Nia Jax and Lash Legend here. Their reign with the women's tag team championships is going to continue. Seth freaking Rollins versus the ring general, the career killer Gunther. Now, obviously, this match is random because you know what I'm saying? They booked this match like 2 weeks ahead of WrestleMania, like 2 or 3 weeks ahead of WrestleMania. We've only had one promo battle. We've had a little bit of brawling, but overall, really not much explanation as to why Gunther wants to fight Seth Rollins besides what we saw on Monday when he was saying that he wants to be considered better than Seth Rollins or something like that. But the planned WrestleMania matches for these two was going to be Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker and Gunther versus Rey Mysterio. But both Braun Breaker and Rey Mysterio ended up getting injured. Rey came back in time for Mania. Braun Breaker was not able to. So yeah, they decided to put these two together, which don't get me wrong, this match is going to be really good. I mean, this is a dream match. Obviously, they fought on Raw that one time where it was Seth, and then it was Walter, not Gunther. But dude, like Gunther, that like these two really, they're really two different wrestlers right now. If I'm being totally honest, like compared to 2019, like as far as character work and ring work as well. So this match is going to be really, really awesome. But it kind of gets to a bit of a crossroads when you look at this match. Not the Cody Rhodes kind, but the kind that happens when you have two guys in there who really can't afford a loss, if I'm being honest. Because, you know, you got Seth, he just came back from his shoulder injury and he hasn't had a match since October, so he should get the win on the surface here. You got Gunther, he's the guy who's retired John Cena, Goldberg, and AJ Styles in the past year and is one of the most dominant wrestlers of the modern era, no doubt about it. Him and Roman Reigns. So I feel like both of these guys need a win here. They're not doing a DQ finish on WrestleMania, trust me. Unless they plan on continuing this feud after WrestleMania, don't worry. They're not doing a DQ finish here. I don't see that happening at all. I see a decisive finish happening here. And since it's Seth Rollins' first match back, since he might need to build up some more momentum, I'm gonna say Seth freaking Rollins. Seth freaking Rollins is gonna stomp Gunther's head clean into that mat and win on the Showcase of the Immortals. Look out for a Seth Rollins victory. One of the more personal feuds going into WrestleMania, no doubt about it. We have Stephanie Vaquer defending her Women's World Championship against Liv Morgan. I'm pretty sure, yeah, Stephanie Vaquer is the longest reigning champion currently in WWE, having held the Women's Championship since WrestlePalooza. So that's pretty wild. She's going up against Liv Morgan. Of course, Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble, and they've done some stuff with Raquel and Roxanne recently. They've gotten to a lot of brawls, like before matches and during promos and all that. It's been pretty crazy. There was this one time a couple weeks ago on Raw where Stephanie Valkyrie actually attacked Liv Morgan from behind, and Liv Morgan's face like slammed right into Roxanne Perez's face, man, and they got like nasty bumps on their foreheads. So yeah, there was a bit of concern that Liv Morgan was going to get put into like concussion protocol and miss WrestleMania after that. Luckily, that's not going to be the case, and she's going to face Stephanie Vaquer here on WrestleMania. It's going to be quite a showcase, man, even with no stipulation attached to it. I definitely feel like this match is going to work really well with the storyline that they're trying to achieve here. And I think it's time for Liv Morgan to get that Women's World Championship back. It's time for a change of pace, man. Stephanie Vaquer has beaten pretty much everybody. I mean, I know there's a couple people on the Raw roster who she hasn't really touched yet, like you know AJ Lee and Becky Lynch. But ultimately, I feel like it's time for the Women's Championship to fall back into the hands of a heel, of course, being Liv Morgan, and she's going to rule Raw with an iron fist once again, bring gold back to the Judgment Day, because the Judgment Day ain't been having a good time lately, man. Dominic lost the IC title, they kicked Finn out, and they unlocked the Demon again. They're in some rough crap. But Liv Morgan, I definitely think she's going to win the Women's World Championship at WrestleMania. A feud that's been going on for the entire time AJ Lee has been back in WWE. It finally blows off here at WrestleMania. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Of course, Becky Lynch and AJ Lee have met in the ring 3 times. Once at WrestlePalooza, once at Survivor Series War Games, and then they met one-on-one at Elimination Chamber for the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the night where AJ Lee won the title. Every single match, like every single one of those matches, Becky Lynch has tapped out to the Black Widow. She's lost to AJ Lee. And I don't know, man. I feel like that should mean that Becky Lynch picks up the victory here. This would be Becky Lynch's third reign with the Women's Intercontinental Championship in the past year, man. Because, it went Laura Valkyria, then it went Becky Lynch, then Maxine Dupri, then AJ Lee, and then it would go back to Becky Lynch again. I don't really know if they want to do that, but at the end of the day, Becky Lynch really hasn't had a whole lot going for her lately. She's lost some pretty big time matches. She had a pretty poor showing in the Royal Rumble where she got eliminated pretty quickly. So I think Becky Lynch definitely needs that Intercontinental Championship again. My final prediction will be Becky Lynch winning the Women's Intercontinental Championship from AJ Lee, finally putting AJ Lee behind her, and she's really not standing up right now. But yes, the man is going to come around at WrestleMania, and she's going to get that title back. It's the main event of WrestleMania 42 Night 2, and you know what? Don't watch WrestleMania Sunday. Don't you see how stupid this looks, man? They had the storyline that literally writes itself. Let me tell you the gist of this Cody and Randy Orton story from over the past 20 years that would mean that this story literally writes itself. Cody Rhodes had his very first main roster match in WWE against Randy Orton back in 2007. So you have that history. They were in the Legacy together. They were faction teammates. You have that history. That was the time Cody Rhodes got fired back on Raw in the early 2010s after losing to Randy Orton. I know that kind of goes forgotten, but you have that history too. You have the history ever since Cody Rhodes returned to WWE in 2022, and then they've been teammates and all that. Like, oh my gosh, man! Like that they had this, and they were doing it really, really good, man. Like it was perfect. You had Randy Orton attacking Cody Rhodes during the contract signing, putting him out. He went after Matt Cardona and all that. He was hearing the voices in his head. But then they add that it wasn't even like a layer they added. It was just like right away that they were saying, okay, like Randy's got someone in his ear, someone pulling the strings. He's talking on the phone to somebody. So it's not like that part was thrown in. Like they had this as like a long-term plan, and everybody was like The Rock, Bob Orton, Kevin Owens, Ted DiBiase Jr. Like I don't want to see Ted DiBiase Jr. back in WWE. I think he's a controversial figure, but it still would have made more sense than what we eventually got, because what we eventually got was Pat McAfee, a part-time color commentator, suddenly turning heel and aligning with Randy Orton. And it doesn't even look like they're leaning into the whole voices thing anymore, man. He's just hearing the voice of Pat McAfee in his head now, which, not gonna lie, I wouldn't want that. I don't know, man. This really just isn't good, and I just got this anxiety going on right now that we're gonna see an exact copy of the WrestleMania 41 Night 2 main event. Oh my gosh, man. I'm still scarred from that night.
This was absolutely ridiculous. This was an abomination, and that they screwed this up so bad, man. I have no words. This was absolutely horrible.
Remember that night where it was John Cena versus Cody Rhodes? Travis Scott came down. We were all expecting The Rock and all that. That was absolutely horrible. And I just fear that there might be something similar here where Pat McAfee is the difference maker and then Randy Orton just wins after Pat McAfee's lackluster interference or something. They should have learned their lesson from last time if they're going to do something like this. Because it's pretty much the exact story, man. I mean, like a heel turn was built around a heel turn for one of the greatest wrestlers of all time up against Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, built around a celebrity, man. Like that they're doing this exact same thing again that they did with Cena. I just hope my only hope from this is that we do see Randy Orton win the WWE Championship. And let's be honest, that probably is going to happen, especially after SmackDown. where they said the most recent SmackDown, at least at the time of recording, when they said that where Cody is like, man, I can't talk. Or Pat is like, if Randy doesn't walk out of WrestleMania as a 15-time world champion, I'm going home. You ain't seeing or hearing from me again. I don't feel like they do that. I feel like they're going to leave Pat McAfee around for a while. So Randy Orton will walk out of WrestleMania as a 15-time world champion, maybe after punting Cody Rhodes in the head. But I don't know, that seems a bit too cool for the storyline, if I'm being totally honest. I should get myself like a buzzer, like a zapper on my hand for every time I say if I'm being totally honest. We now commenceth onward to night two of WrestleMania, of course, coming up this Sunday. Brock Lesnar versus Obafemi, the Beast versus the Ruler. I'm so excited for this match, man. This could very well be my most anticipated match of the entire weekend because they've done this build pretty much exactly right, man. Like they've had a couple physical interactions. They've had a justification for why Obafemi's going after Brock Lesnar. They've had Brock Lesnar kind of be a little bit insecure, you know, man, because he's not used to walking into a match as the underdog, and he hasn't gotten the best of Obafemi in any sort of physical interaction since that original attack. So of course he eliminated Obafemi at the Royal Rumble, and ever since Oba hit him with the power bomb and then the clothesline over the top the next week, like Brock's been kind of in a corner, man. I feel like that's a very interesting layer because you know nobody really dominates Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is the dominator himself. So seeing Obafemi do it, pretty someone who's pretty much a young Brock Lesnar in the form of explosivity and the way he like dominates like right to the top. Like Obafemi just reminds me so much of a young Brock Lesnar, dude. So this is pretty much New Age Brock Lesnar versus 2002 Brock Lesnar. This match is going to be a bloodbath, but if you're expecting it to be like 25 minutes, like I've seen some people expecting this match to be like a 25-minute bloodbath, you're going to be disappointed, man. Because long Brock Lesnar matches, Brock Lesnar can go long. Because I mean, like you've seen his stuff, you've seen his matches with a CM Punk or a Cody Rhodes or an AJ Styles or a Daniel Bryan, somebody like that, where you can put on like a genuinely entertaining longer match. But the kind of Brock Lesnar matches that are shorter and more explosive are matches against people who are just like Obafemi, really powerful people who can take Brock Lesnar to the limit in a short amount of time. Think somebody like an Omos or a Bobby Lashley. Matches like that where Brock Lesnar's kind of like evenly matched. I feel like this match is going to be short and explosive. It's going to be really wildly entertaining. I hope we see a barricade spot, maybe even an announce table spot, like an F5 through the table on Obafemi, and then he pops back up or something. Like, that'd be really, really awesome. But this match is not going to be long. It would be cool if it was long, but it's not going to be long. I'm just being real with y'all. I wouldn't be surprised if Brock Lesnar won here because he's pretty much been underdogged this entire rivalry. And I feel like, especially if he's going to retire at SummerSlam and probably lose to Gunther, I don't know if they want to have him lose on his way out here, but at the same time, if Obafemi loses here, where does he really go? I mean, like he lost to Brock Lesnar in his first WrestleMania match after like all the hype that he had built up, so I really don't know where he'd go. But I feel like if they're smart, we're gonna see a change of guard, and it's gonna be Obafemi defeating Brock Lesnar. The young guy goes over. I feel like the ruler is going to take down the beast here at WrestleMania, pin his shoulders to the mat. One, two, three. Your winner is Obafemi. Another match that's getting me pretty hyped. The six-man Intercontinental Championship ladder match. Penta defends his Intercontinental Championship against Javon Evans, JD McDonough, Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, and Rusev. This is a good field they got going on here, man. I love all the high flyers that they got here. We're definitely going to see some high spots involving Javon Evans. Your boy's about to get bouncy, involving Dragon Lee, Penta, and Ray as well, and JD McDonough. JD McDonough can fly. I feel like people forget about that. But I'm going to throw a hot take out here, man. Some people are saying Javon Evans, which I definitely think would be a cool moment to see him get his first championship on the grandest stage. But I feel like it's going to be Rey Mysterio because, you know, Rey Mysterio, he just came back. He was the difference maker in the ladder match. And if there are reports that he was going to fight Gunther at WrestleMania prove anything, it's that he's probably on his way out. He's probably having his farewell tour, a little unannounced Rey Mysterio farewell tour going on right now. So I would give the IC title to Rey Mysterio. I'm not really 100% sure about this because you know Javon Evans is such a logical choice. Like you know you want to give the young guy the moment on his first WrestleMania. But I don't know. If it was me, I'd give this one to Rey Mysterio. I'd give him one more Intercontinental Championship run. I feel like that would be really awesome. Coming up next is the WWE Women's Championship. Jade Cargill going up against Rhea Ripley. I really haven't liked the build to this match, man, honestly, because like the alignment of Meechin and BFAB with Jade Cargill, that really didn't make any sense to me because Jade Cargill had literally been pushing them both around for months. I just really don't get it, man. I feel like the explanation that they offered was kind of weak. And I don't know, I don't feel like Jade Cargill really needs her own faction. I feel like she'd be better off as just a singles character. But no matter what, she's been the champion for a long time, ever since November, so I definitely think it's time for her to drop that championship, especially with how little she has defended it, man. Like she went like 100 days seemingly without defending that dang championship. So it's definitely time for a change of pace on SmackDown, especially since Rhea Ripley, she just joined the SmackDown brand. She's gonna inject some new life into the stale women's division they got over there. So yeah, Rhea Ripley, I feel like she's gonna win the women's championship here at WrestleMania. She's gonna put away Jade Cargill, and the Eradicator is gonna have a WrestleMania moment once again. So my final prediction for this match is Mommy Rhea Ripley. My goodness. For those of you who are wondering why I did that, I've actually been grabbing the figures out of the ring like that just for fun off camera, like in every single cut, and it really didn't pay off that time. Boo! This is a very controversial match on the WrestleMania card for one reason and one reason only, and that reason is and that reason is Carmelo Hayes, because Carmelo Hayes was on a really good US title run, man. He was defending the title every single week in those open challenges. He was defending it against somebody new every single week, and dude, that was just so fun, man. It looked like the workhorse was actually going to hold his title into WrestleMania and have like some sort of match on the WrestleMania card, which Carmelo Hayes has never had before, by the way. He's never even appeared on a WrestleMania card, which is really sad. But then Sami Zayn just swooped in, took the title from him, and now it's going to be Sami versus Trick for the US title at WrestleMania. If it were me, I feel like Sami versus Trick really didn't need the United States Championship because they already had a story for like months going into WrestleMania, and it looked like it was just going to be a singles match. And for the US title, here's what I would have done. I wouldn't have done it. I would have gone a similar route to the IC title ladder match. I just wouldn't have made it a ladder match because I feel like it would have been pretty boring to have both mid card titles at WrestleMania on the line in ladder matches. I would have just done some form of multi-man match. Throw Ilya Dragunov in there because he's pretty much fallen off the face of the earth. Throw Shinsuke Nakamura in there, Matt Cardona, Aleister Black. Maybe do Tama Tonga service. Throw him in there. Maybe Kit Wilson, The Miz, Royce Keys. Like, dude, there's so many people in that SmackDown mid card division that just aren't going to get a spot on WrestleMania because of this match purely, and that's a real shame. But this match is no doubt going to be good, and I feel like Trick Williams is going to take his lemon pepper steppers and shove them right down Sami Zayn's throat. Why did I say that? This match is no doubt going to be pretty decent from a technical standpoint. It's by far one of my least anticipated matches on the WrestleMania card. I'm just going to be totally transparent with you here. But this United States Championship is coming home with Trick Williams, baby, which definitely is exciting. I love Trick Williams, and I can't wait for him to get his moment. This is gonna be like a career launch pad for him. So, yeah, Trick Williams, he's gonna win that United States Championship. Whoop that, Trick. Dominic Mysterio versus Finn Balor. This match is several years in the making, man. Like they've been teasing this match. They've been teasing like Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio breaking up for so long. It was heightening like last year around WrestleMania time, but they didn't end up doing that, and now they just carried it on for one more year. But it's all worth it because we are going to see the return of the Demon. Finn Balor is coming back at WrestleMania as the Demon. Super duper exciting. Obviously, the Demon hasn't been treated well or hasn't showed up at all in recent years because the last two matches he's had ended in really dumb fashion. Like you had Extreme Rules 2021 where the top rope broke against Roman Reigns and then he lost, and then you had WrestleMania 39 where he went up against Edge and lost inside Hell in a Cell, which was so stupid. Demon is coming back at WrestleMania, and Dominic Mysterio ain't got no shot. Finn Balor is picking up the victory here. He's winning as the Demon, and it's going to be really intriguing to see where Finn Balor goes from here. Does he go after the IC title? Does he go after the World Heavyweight title? Like, I don't know what Finn Balor is going to do now that he's a babyface. The main event of WrestleMania 42 Night 2, CM Punk defending that World Heavyweight Championship up against Roman Reigns. I feel like by far this isn't quite my most anticipated match on the show. I'm really excited for it. There's just quite a few other matches that are more anticipated than this for me, but this could be very well the most intriguing match on this show for a couple of different reasons, and we're gonna dive into everything right now. Obviously, this was the first match that was made official for WrestleMania after Roman Reigns won the Royal Rumble. This is CM Punk's first ever singles main event at WrestleMania, first ever Night 2 main event at WrestleMania. So let's articulate some points here, man. Roman Reigns versus The Rock. I know there's not a lot of people thinking about WrestleMania 43 right now, but The Rock versus Roman Reigns, I feel like that is pretty likely to finally go down at WrestleMania 43. Of course, in Saudi Arabia, they're going to want the big stars, and it doesn't get bigger than The Rock versus Roman Reigns. That's a dream match people have been wanting ever since like WrestleMania 39. It looked like it was going to happen there, then it looked like it was going to happen at WrestleMania 40, but that didn't happen either. The fans got really mad. So I don't know if Roman Reigns wins the World Heavyweight Championship here and then walks into that match as the World Heavyweight Champion after a year-long reign, which, oh my gosh, so help me, Roman Reigns having a part-time run with the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm gonna be totally honest here. I was kind of campaigning for another Roman World Title reign in like the summer of last year when he was a babyface going up against the Vision and all that. And it seemed like it was going to be Seth versus Roman for the title at WrestleMania, but now Roman is still challenging for a title here. And I know I was asking for it. Wrestling fans are fickle, but I don't know, man. Like a year long, not even a year long, just like a decently long run with Roman as a part-time world champion. That just I don't know, man. Like CM Punk, he's been there every single week. He's been defending it quite a lot lately. He started off his championship by not defending at all. But then he was defending a bit more often, like he goes up against Braun and up against Finn Balor and up against AJ Styles. He was like there week in and week out, busting his booty to become a fighting champion, which he definitely did become. And I don't know, I feel like this could be realistically CM Punk's last world title run, so it should be kept special and should be kept pretty decently long. But I don't know, man. This is WrestleMania. This is the OTC. So I'm gonna say that we're taking that championship off of CM Punk. Kind of makes me sad. And we're giving it to the OTC himself, Roman Reigns. And wow, that actually looks really cool. Roman Reigns looks absolutely awesome with that championship. I've never put that title on Roman Reigns' figure before because that looks absolutely awesome, not gonna lie. But Roman Reigns is going to be my final prediction for this match. It's just like coupling it with a lot of different things, as well as with the fact that this is a Night 2 WrestleMania main event, and I feel like a champion, a babyface champion retaining the championship really isn't like a WrestleMania-ish way to close the show. Like if a babyface just, well, I know both these guys are babyfaces, but I mean like if a babyface just retains, I don't know, man. I feel like people, there's definitely going to be backlash if Roman Reigns wins that championship. Like, mark my words. If y'all open up YouTube on the Sunday night after WrestleMania goes off the air, you're going to see a lot of negativity on there. So just be prepared for that. Just as long as Roman Reigns wins. But I don't know, man. It is what it is, I guess. I'm not going to be really mad if Roman Reigns wins. I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll just have to see what happens. My final prediction is Roman Reigns. Those have been my predictions for both nights of WWE WrestleMania 42. Please let me know down in the comments down below what you think is going to happen at WrestleMania. I would also greatly appreciate it if you were to smash a like on this video, subscribe to Jed Wrestling, and turn on notifications so you absolutely never miss a new video when I do post one. But yes, Jed Wrestling out. I love y'all.